Hi everyone and welcome back to our channel. Today we will discover the famous cheese, Langres. Langres is a cheese made from raw or pasteurized cow's milk with a soft paste and a wash rind, originating from the Langres Plateau in the Haute-Marne department in the Grand Est region in France. Its production area, defined by its specifications, extends over the department of Haute-Marne and a few towns in the Vosges and Côte d'Or. So what are the origins of Langres cheese? It was in the 18th century, in a song composed of the prayer of the Dominicans of Langres, then the cheese began to be talked about. A century later, it is cited into a book specialized in cheese processing. At this time, its manufacture was mainly farm-based and intended for family consumption, or occasionally for the local markets. Gradually, the establishments in the region bought white cheese from the farmers, and it was the beginning of a flourishing business. They carried out the refining of the cheese and shipped their production to the bigger cities, like Paris or even Geneva. Langres cheese obtained the appellation d'origine contrôlée, AOC or AOC, since 1991, and the appellation d'origine protégée, AOP, since 1996. So how is Langres cheese made? So the herd of milk producers intended for the production of this cheese must include at least 50% of Montbéliard, Simmental or brown cows. Langres is made exclusively with renetted, non-concentrated and non-reconstituted cow's milk. The milk is processed on the day of milking and it must undergo a period of maturation with the exclusive use of mesophilic leaven. The renetting or the adding of the rennet is carried out at a temperature between 24 degrees to 30 degrees Celsius. The amount of rennet used must allow a setting time in between 10 to 25 minutes. Undercoagulation is carried out in basins for a period between 2 hours and 30 minutes and 5 hours and 30 minutes. Then the milk will curd. The curd will be sliced and the authorized dimensions must be at least equal to 2 cm by 2 cm. Then happens the draining. It is drained into a mold carried out for a minimum period of 15 hours and at a temperature of at least 19 degrees Celsius. So the top of the Langres, which is like a bowl, must occur naturally during the draining. So in order to promote the formation of the bowl, the cheeses are only turned twice at most. As regards the salting that develop basically flavors, it is carried out exclusively with dry salt. So what is the tasting profile of Langres? So as you can see, the Langres is like a cylinder shape, okay? What is really noticeable is the bowl that we mentioned earlier on the top, which is a cavity which is called in France a fontaine or cuvette. So this develops naturally as the cheese is only turned twice as a maximum. And the deeper the cuvette will be, the deeper the fontaine will be, the creamier the cheese will be and the more mature also, which will translate into more pronounced flavors. So the Langres can be commercialized into 3 formats, the grand format or the big one, which has a diameter of 16 to 20 centimeters and the weight is in between 800 to 1300 grams. The medium format, which is 8 to 10 centimeters and 280 to 350 grams. And the small Langres, which has a diameter of 7 to 8 centimeters and for a weight between 150 to 250 grams. So this is basically a small Langres. So it has a rind that is a bit whitish and orangey in color, which is a bit wrinkled also. The cheese during the making is regularly moistened in order to promote the development of the ferment du rouge, or the ferment of the red. That explains the red color. And it is also rubbed with either a marc de Bourgogne or marc de Champagne. Marc is basically distilled residue of pressed grapes. It can be also tinted with roucou, which is a natural dye, to accentuate the orange color. So let's see the inside. So the inside is whitish, it is creamy and crumbly at the same time. It will become creamier as it matures and ages. So it is milder, that is causing the Époisse de Bourgogne. It has still a strong smell, but definitely it is lighter in taste than it smells. So let's try it. So the smell is definitely a smell of fresh cream. It has also a very animal smell, like you're sitting next to the cow that produces this cheese. The taste is very fresh. There is definitely fresh cream that we can feel, and there's a bit of nutty flavors, just like walnuts, almonds that develop into the mouth. It is delicious. So Langres is usually consumed between May and August, after done 5 weeks of maturation. But it is also great from March to December. So what wine to pair with a Langres? Langres is definitely a cheese that pairs really well with sparkling wine, and especially champagne. Usually, people like to consume it pouring a little bit of champagne on top of the cuvette, inside the cuvette, and eat it after that. But also, you can enjoy it with a light red wine with low tannins. For example, Bourgogne Pinot Noir will be a good choice. So, Langres in cuisine, Langres in cooking. Langres is very nice to enjoy when it is prepared inside puff and pies. For example, a simple recipe will be to have a nice pie dough that you will put inside sliced pieces of Langres. You can have some beaten eggs and creams, and you just put it in the oven. It will be wonderful. The Langres flavors will go in the whole dish, and it is something that you will definitely enjoy. So thank you for watching this video about Langres. We hope you liked it, and see you next time for another cheese video. Cheers! Thank you for watching this episode, and don't forget to subscribe, like and share.